Dr. Brown, my name is Matt Comer. I think we met, or I know we met before because I was there. I think I know some people here. I don't know if Reverend Flip Benham is here tonight, but I know him quite well. And both Dr. Brown and Reverend Benham are good individuals. I'm 21 years old. I was a student at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I'm currently taking a semester off. In fact, I'll be moving to Charlotte next week.
Wonderful. If you need help moving, let us know. We've got a lot of help.
I don't have much. I have like a bed and a dresser. But taking a semester off. And so I haven't written a book. I haven't lived as many years on this earth as you all have, and I haven't been to theological seminary. And I'm only one person, so I can't address all of the points that were made tonight. But I want to say that as a Baptist, who was definitely raised in the South, because you can hear how I'm talking, as a gay Baptist that was raised in the South, I would encourage you to not just, and I think they would agree, don't just look at the points that were made on the screen up here today. Go somewhere else and open your heart and look at other resources. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share my personal testimony, if that's fine.
You can just do it,
make it short.
Briefly. We invited folks to come. You're here. Let me just say I appreciate your courage to get up and do this. And,
I grew up in a conservative Baptist church called Grapevine Baptist Church in Louisville, North Carolina. In fact, it was so conservative that the Southern Baptist Convention was too liberal for them. They wouldn't join. They wouldn't. It was too liberal. They thought the Mormons were going to hell. They thought the Jews were going to hell. They thought the Catholics were going to hell. They called my hometown of Winston-Salem, Winston-Sodom, and they thought everybody else, except for their 150-member congregation, was going to hell. And almost every Sunday, and there probably wasn't a Sunday that didn't go by, that I did not hear something said about gay and lesbian people. Usually he said queer or faggot, the pastor. And there's one thing I remember from being 9, 10, 11 years old, and he said, put the queers on a ship, plug a hole into the side of it, and send it out to sea. And don't let it come back to land. Another one was, put all the queers in their own 2 states. I don't know what the least populated are, but put them there. And shut the borders, and let them stay there until they all die out. And then America will be rid of the gay people. And while that's not what was preached here tonight, and that's not what was taught here tonight, that is an extension of what was taught here tonight. Because it's based on a premise that says God doesn't approve of gay people. And that's what it's based on. And so, going from a 13-year-old boy who thought that, well, God doesn't love me, and the church doesn't love me, and God definitely doesn't want me anywhere near him, I almost forsook God and almost said, just whatever, I'm going to leave. But there was that small, still voice in the back of my head that said, nope, you're not going anywhere because I'm God and I made you and you're my son and you're going to stay. And so I stayed. But for years I had to deal with the fact and still deal with the fact that I grew up in a church that said I should die. And there's not a day that doesn't go by that I somehow, for some reason, think back that I should be dead right now. And that's the only right that I have. I'm a Baptist, so I firmly believe there's a hell. And I firmly believe that the church is guilty of a whole lot of sins. The main one being pushing people away. Because there are gay people who haven't chosen to leave the church. There are gay people who are like me. I didn't leave the church, but gay people who have come to associate, us humans do it, they associate earthly authority with heavenly authority, and they confuse the words of men with the majestic power of God Almighty. And so when a man says, go away, homosexual, they think that's what God says. And so they leave. And so as a Baptist who believes in hell, I have to run the question through my mind, since they've left Christ, where are they? But they haven't left Christ because they made an informed decision. They left Christ because they were made to believe that Christ never wanted them to begin with. And I wish I had more time. But I wanted to share what some people must go through. And I want to leave you with one question. And I think I know the answer to this question. Because there's really only two options. Me, the 13, 14-year-old kid who was on the edge of suicide, and in my religious belief would have sent me straight to the depths of hell. And I'm gone from the earth, so I can't do God's work on the earth. Or trying to live a life that says, this is who I am, but I am still Christian, I still believe in God, and I must still do God's work on earth as Christ taught in the Gospels, coming to terms with who I am, and being now 21, and not dead because I've killed myself, still gay, but doing God's work, loving my neighbor, and doing as Christ commanded. What? Because those are the two options. That's the split in the path that happened when I was 14. And I want to ask every person, which one would you rather have? And I'm sorry, Dr. Brown, Mr. Bennett, Frank Turek, you had some very good points, and they were couched in very compassionate language. But for a person like me, throughout this whole thing, all I'm going to hear is the queers need to die. And that's why there probably aren't many gay people here tonight to address this body. Because no matter how much fancy gift and bubble wrap you put on it, how nice you make it sound, they're going to hear the gays need to die. Sorry I can't go further. I wish I had more time.